Airtime World Soldier here, and I am back to talk about Star Trek Discovery Season 4, Episode 9, and my thoughts on this episode. Pretty boring, felt long, pacing was bad, story needed a lot of improvement, and I mean, I can see what they were trying to do with this episode, but it really didn't work. Again, we're too focused on two people, and I mean, I'll give them credit for trying to get the fucking bridge crew involved now. I mean, again, only took them 4 fucking seasons to do that, but again, I'll give them credit. But every time one of the bridge crew talks, it is pretty surprising. And then they absolutely sound stupid when they talk. I don't know, maybe these guys are just bad actors and that's what they were trying to avoid bringing into the show. Like, they picked these actors, they weren't great, so just kept his background. I mean, they still technically are background. I mean, they only get 1 or 2 lines in this episode. But at least they're trying. I'll give Discovery that. At least they're trying to do something they should have done in the first season. But yeah, this was not an exciting episode, especially with what they were trying to do with the DMA. And the ending, which people are going to say is supposed to be surprising, I mean, it wasn't surprising. Again, I knew Book was going to do it. Well, at least I knew that was going to happen. But yeah, how can you make this episode just feel so goddamn boring when you're supposed to be excited whilst watching Star Trek? And I've also just figured out, whilst watching a couple of the old Star Trek shows, like I'm on Enterprise right now, and I have realised something that these idiots at Discovery have completely overlooked and is actually pretty important to a Star Trek show. They don't do a captain's log anymore. They never did it. I remember Discovery Season 1, they never did a captain's log. How the fuck can you forget that? Now, I know I haven't picked it up till now, which I'm annoyed at myself for not picking it up, but the captain's log is a very important part of a Star Trek show. I mean, it's so important, they put it in the fucking movies. And yet, they haven't put it in this show. I don't think they've put it in any Kurtzman show, which is absolutely shocking. The captain's log kind of explained the situation, kind of explained where the captain was at. And I think that's a major part of Star Trek that they have not included in Discovery, which is fucking stupid. And I'm not just saying just a captain's log. It was everybody had a fucking log. You had on Deep Space Nine, you had captain's log, security log, chief medical officer's log. All the fucking logs. How can you forget this important thing you put in a show? It explains the situation, it explains where the captain is at, and explains what they're trying to do in an episode. They don't have that, so it's pretty much up to the audience to figure out what's going on. I know people are going to say, well, maybe Discovery's not treating people like children. That is never how the captain's log has ever been seen. It's been seen as just the captain explaining the situation and explaining what he's going to do about it. In Discovery, they don't do it. Now, I'm not saying the captain's log is going to save this show, but it would help it feel a bit more like Star Trek instead of a crappy sci-fi show, which it is. I mean, this basically is fucking something from sci-fi that we have to deal with. God, and this episode, Jesus, there needs to be massive improvements if this show is going to survive. And trust me, it's going to get a season 5. Nobody's doubting that, because CBS needs content on their fucking their subscription service. So Discovery's just going to get that. It's done. But Discovery is just a waste of time now. There's nothing exciting here. Anyway, I'm going to spoilers now, so don't think it's a good episode. If you can avoid watching it, I would. Nothing really happens. And what people who have watched it are going to say is something does happen, but it pretty much gets like thrown out the window straight at the end of the episode. So nothing really happens in this episode. So I'm going to go into spoilers now. So you don't want any spoilers, leave now. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the episode starts off with Burnham talking to the crew, I think. Oh no, sorry, not Burnham. Book. We start with Book and the Professor guy building the weapon for the for destroying the DMA. And Book wants to know how long it takes, and the Professor says, or Professor the scientist guy says, it's pretty much done. And so they're preparing to attack the DMA. Michael pretty much. Then we go to a scene with Michael and Saru, where she pretty much, you know, keeps complaining about nothing basically, but they have a message from Book, who's pretty much just explaining to her like why he's doing this, and basically again, somebody writ on my last video that, you know, he's tired of the kind of romance between Book and Michael, and I completely agree. I mean, it's getting fucking long now. Like every fucking episode, we have to dive into their fucking relationship. I don't fucking care. There's more important things to worry about than Michael and Book's fucking romance. But that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do with this fucking show. So the Admiral contacts them and tells them to pretty much hunt down Book, but he wants to put somebody on the ship to make sure Michael doesn't freeze, which is a returning character called Non. Now, I didn't watch season 2 of Discovery, so I have no idea who this woman is. I do remember her from season 3, and she left the show like after 2 episodes, and now she's back. Kind of not interested. Again, not really close to character, so who fucking cares? But she's been sent to the ship to make sure Burnham doesn't freeze or let Book destroy the DMA. And Michael is okay with that because she knows her and she thinks she can talk to her, basically. So the Admiral has put an officer on Discovery who Michael is close to, so doesn't that make her redundant then? I mean, if she knows Michael, she's not going to want to challenge her, is she? So Michael's just going to be able to talk to her and pretty much convince her to let Brooke get away with shit. Again, what the Admiral should have done, and I'm being pretty fucking obvious here, is put somebody who doesn't know Michael, who would have said to Michael, yes, you have to destroy Brooke straight away. And that's what should have happened. Again, this plan to catch Book should have been done last episode when you literally had him in arm's reach. But you decided to let him go and follow him for a stupid reason. I mean, I don't fucking know. But you put this stupid plan together to hunt him, well not hunt him down, to chase him down because you put a fucking tracking device on the DMA. It's just annoying. It's like she keeps saying we're going to have one chance at catching Brooke in this episode. It's like, bitch, you had a chance last episode and you fucking let him go. So this is your second attempt to catch him. Fucking hell. Anyway, so Discovery goes off to catch a Book. Apparently they now have a cloaking device. I don't know when they got that, but they have it now, so Discovery can cloak, and they spore drive off to hunt down Book. And they use the cloaking device to get close to him, and the plan is basically a shuttlecraft's going to be sent to head to Book's ship to get a team on there to stop Book, and Saru's in charge of it. The Doctor goes with them for some reason, and the 2 other people on the bridge go with them and have this hissy fit fight with each other about what they're doing to Book. The Asian guy's like, we should be helping Book, and the black guy is well, he's pretty much putting Discovery in danger and everybody in danger. I mean, it felt fucking childish. It really did. It didn't feel like I'm listening to two Starfleet officers having a discussion. It felt like I was listening to two teenage girls having a discussion, which is stupid. But it turns out they can't get near Book ship because the science guy put a security measure in effect, which catches the ship, the shuttle, and tries to destroy it. Book tries to stop it from happening, and the science guy's like, I can't really stop it. It's there to defend us. And by the time he tries to cancel it, it'll destroy the shuttle. So Michael just beams the shuttle crew back, and then Discovery tries to chase Book down. Book manages to jump away, and then Michael decides, let's just head off to the DMA because that's where he's going. And they lie in wait for Book. So Book arrives, Discovery's cloaked. Michael doesn't want to destroy his ship, but we then get the scene between Nhan, her, and Saru, where she tells them because the first plan failed, the standing orders from Starfleet is you destroy Book's ship. And Michael doesn't want to do this because they're in love, and we have to keep dealing with that, even though the fate of the fucking galaxy is at stake. She's still thinking of a relationship first. Again, this is why you don't get close to people on your ship, because this becomes a problem. I know Book's not a part of the crew, but, you know, kind of would make sense not to get close to somebody who would nick something like that. I mean, well, anyway, it's just stupid. Again, why is Burnham in charge? She should have been relieved. She's too close to Book. She would hesitate. And the person the Admiral's put in charge of making sure Burnham does her job is too fucking close to Michael. So this is a pretty pointless fucking job that Nhan has, because she's never gonna push her, and she never really does. I mean, she pipes up a couple of times like, Michael, we got to destroy Book's ship, and Michael just says no. It should have been Nhan telling the fucking armory officer to shoot the ship. But anyway, so Book comes in, doesn't see Discovery, but he manages to see a way of disabling Discovery, so he fires at some gas, it blows up. Michael's seen him do this before, so she's able to avoid it. And then we get this stupid jumping match between Discovery and Book's ship. You know, Book jumps, Discovery jumps, goes in front of them. Boom, boom, boom. That happens a couple of times. Book then starts firing at Discovery because he wants to get to the DMA. But Discovery manages to stop him for a couple of minutes. Michael has then put Stamets on a mission to figure out a way of finding out how long the DMA is going to stay here, so she can make a deal with Book about the DMA. Stamets manages to find out how long the DMA is going to stay here because it's a mining tool, stupidly. And when he figures it out, he tells Michael, and Michael then gets on a shuttle pod to Book's ship. But before that, the science guy uses some photon torpedoes at the Discovery, which pisses Book off, so he's pretty much doesn't trust him anymore. He damages the Discovery. Again, another reason the people who are writing this show don't understand Star Trek is they keep saying that these weapons take so much power, and it takes so much power from the shields. 1 minute they're saying the shields are at 90%, next minute they're saying at 50%. That's not how Star Trek shields work. In Star Trek, they kind of do it like shields down to 90%, shields down to 80%. They don't go to 90 to 50 like that. It's daft. And anyway, photon torpedoes don't work on shields. That's why you use phasers. You weaken the shields and you use photon torpedoes to get the final shot in. But these idiots don't understand that. But anyway, so Michael gets in a shuttle pod, heads off to Book, talks to him, and says, we know that the DMA is going to stay here for a week. Give us a week to make contact with this species, and then if we can't get in contact with this species, we'll let you destroy it. And the science guy goes fucking nuts because this is his only way home, because we have to give a shit about that apparently. And Book just accepts it and says, we'll wait a week and we'll wait on Discovery to make sure we don't do anything stupid. And then Michael heads back to the ship saying, mission accomplished. Book standing down. And then the science guy just goes to a computer, types in a few shit, and beams the weapon into the DMA. Why didn't you just do that when you got there? If it's that fucking simple to get the weapon to the DMA, why are you taking so fucking long? So you could have just beamed it in. Discovery... So the chase scene between Discovery and Book's ship was fucking pointless, basically. Fucking hell. So the weapon gets launched, it blows up the DMA, Discovery jumps away, so does the Book ship, and the DMA is destroyed. And Burnham has failed her mission. Again, I'd be a lot more happier if it made sense. You know, again, this is her failure because she can't fucking get over a bloke. She can't put the fate of the galaxy in front of her relationship. It's daft. It really is. Anyway, so the DMA is destroyed. The science guy tries to find the power source of the DMA. Turns out the power source is in another galaxy. So it was all pointless for him to destroy the DMA because he doesn't get anything from it. And he can't go back to his universe to see his boyfriend. Which is the entire point of his existence now, apparently. And Book just has a dumb face through this scene as well. So that's about it. We then go to a scene between Saru and the Doctor, because Saru is apparently in a weird relationship with the Vulcan leader, and he's kind of worried that his species and her species won't fit together, so he wants to cancel a meeting between them or an invitation from her. And yeah, it was a pretty pointless scene. I didn't really care about it. Why are we dealing with this? Like, Saru has a date. Wow, I give a shit why? Anyway, and then we just get a scene between Michael and Naru. Naru's like, I'm sorry I was a bitch, and I'm sorry I nearly had made you kill your boyfriend. And she's like, oh, it's okay. You just got to remember, we do this for the Federation, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't really an interesting scene. And then we just have the last scene is basically DMA back. They destroy a DMA and another DMA was just sent in its place. So, yeah, it makes everything fucking pointless. So they destroy a DMA and another DMA comes out of nowhere. And then Burnham says, now we've made first contact, which is pretty much blowing up the DMA. And then the episode ends. Not a good episode, boring as fuck. Really need to improve the writing, and you need to put back the captain's log in Star Trek because that's what belongs in Star Trek. Thank God this series is nearly over. Oh, and the people who still defend Discovery, remember, it has less money and less episodes and has been kicked off Netflix. Do you really think this show is any good if it's had all that done to it? Well, that's the end of my review. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, do think about subscribing. Hail the Fandom Menace, long live CG, fuck SJWs. Bye.